come shopping at the Goodwill bins to see what we can find to flip for a profit. I went to the shoe section first, as it was right inside the door, and what do you know, a Louis Vuitton. It looked legit. Now, even though there was damage on the back heel, I could repair that. It felt super soft. I was really hoping to find the other one, but sadly I did have to toss it back when I left. The quality of these shoes today were actually much better than normal. If I sold shoes for like 20 to 30, I could have picked up a lot of these, like those brown Merrill slide sandals. There were a lot of name brands like those, but again, I don't like cleaning shoes. That was unbranded. I was just very impressed, and so I had to be pretty selective today with the shoes. This was my cart just after going through the shoes. The top ones are sadly the singles that I did not find mates to. Moving on to the toy section. Oh my gosh, I went through so many bins. And look, she was literally laying on top just like this. I believe this is PJ Sparkles. I've told her in the past the other style is more desirable. I'll put in the corner, but I think can get 40 to 50. I'm guessing she will go on Etsy. But the fact that she still has her little skirt and her shoes is shocking. Now these bins, again, super deep, and I'm digging through plush. I do like to sell certain items of plush. If you were a whatnot seller or you did volume sales, oh my goodness, you could really do well. I find a lot of Minnie Mouse stuff, it is oversaturated and modern, but I could have lotted some of those items up. But I decided to pass. I love finding the Yokiero Taco Bell dogs. It just really brings me back. My niece is also pretty obsessed, and my other niece used to work at Taco Bell. I did end up putting him back. Comps were low, and I've already gifted some to my niece. But just kissing the frog, hoping to turn it into a prince. But I already have one, as I'm married with 4 kids. So nothing too exciting here, but do you notice how deep these are? They're not the typical bins you see at your Goodwill outlet. These were like carts, about 3 feet deep, and these were all more like lower end modern plush, but I still had to look because they were really cute and overall in really nice condition. This isn't a plush. What's it doing in this bin? This is pretty heavy because it's not only just a jacket, it's a riding armored jacket. So as you can see, it's red and black, and here I'm just looking over because I thought it was a throwback. I was checking the padding later and all the zippers, and yes, you'll see that in my haul in a second. Here was an unusual plush, but it needs some cleaning, so I did debate it for a hot second. So I looked it up on Google Lens, and we'll discuss it in a second. I finally made it to the clothing bins. I just typically don't have luck at this location, so I don't spend a whole lot of time, but I was just showing you. It's also pretty hard to buy or to do this with one hand while I'm filming. And fast fashion, lower end, the area that I'm at is like in the middle of the state, so there aren't that many cities, and just, you know, people don't have a lot of money in this area. Therefore, I don't think I'm going to find designer items. Now, I have obviously those Louis Vuitton, or let me see, that one Louis Vuitton shoe, and I believe I have found Gucci there before, but it's like finding a needle in a haystack. So I'm just showing you real quick like the types of clothing items that I find at this location. 75% of you are not subscribed to the channel. I always usually wait till the end because I forget to put it in the front of the video, but it would mean a lot to me if you could hit the subscribe button down on the corner. Give me a comment about your favorite item in this haul, or if you have any information, as again, I haven't researched most of these items. And don't forget to share, like, all of the things would be greatly appreciated. I love learning and meeting new people, so I hope to share some knowledge and or tips and just show you guys, as you will appreciate, the items that I found to flip. I was pretty disappointed when I was at the bins. I was there for about 4.5 hours. This location is Jacksonville, Illinois, which is about 2 hours from where I live. And they did not rotate anything. I saw them rotate maybe one bin of purses, like it's a really small bin, like 2.5 feet by 5 feet. And then like one tote of toys. Apparently before I got there, like right when they opened, they put out 3 full Gaylords of shoes, but they were like the Gaylords that are about 4 feet tall, and it was incredibly hard to like dig for shoes. But today was a shoes day. I don't particularly love to shell shoes by the seashore. No, I don't particularly love to sell shoes, but that's what it was. So got the shoes. I've got a little bit of things I've thrifted from yard sales, but this is majority bins haul. So you got to see kind of like the fun things that I could find real quick. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. This one, now this is actually from a yard sale that I picked up yesterday. It's a 90s. It's a really dark olive green with like a black sparkle throughout. And it is maxi length. It is by John Paul Richard. And it's like that slinky fabric. I'll probably list this for about $40. And I did pay $5 at a yard sale, so that's not in the bins. But this is not sorted. It's literally still in the bags from when I got it at the bins. So I will, and my bags fall down. Now these, I don't know if I will list these or keep. They are my size, and they are just some Saks Fifth Avenue. Cute little leather Barbie pink slide sandals. So they still have the sticker on them. It looks like they retailed for $80. So if I were to sell these, probably like $25. But I'm just used to wearing orthotic shoes, like sneakers or Crocs or something. So I don't know if I can wear those, but I'll give them a shot. Otherwise, I'll list them for like $25. Now, an exciting find, if you're a 90s kid, PJ Sparkles. Here she is, and she's actually in decent condition. I have not tested her yet. I have sold one before for a decent amount. Like, I can't remember, but I'll put all the comps in the corner. Here's her little skirt. What's interesting, and I don't know if these are original, is that she has shoes. Now, she's supposed to be like bedtime, I think, and her heart lights up, if I do recall. But I believe she's in her original clothing, and there is her crown. I believe her crown also lights up. If you look, she's got little rhinestones in her eyes, aka PJ Sparkles. This one is dated 1988, and it is by Mattel. So hopefully I can get her working. Oh, it looks like she also sparkles down here, and a cute little video clip of her, but adorable, adorable. Love her. Kind of surprised that she was sitting right on top of a tote, like the toys, you know, because like I said, they hadn't been flipped. So here are some bread and butter modern baby blankets. Now, if they're currently not for sale on a website like Carter's or really Walmart, anything, I can sell them for like $25 to $35, just depending. Again, this is just, it's got the Sherpa backing. Google Lens is usually my friend because a lot of times people will cut the tag off, but this one is just 1U by Carter's, and this is Target brand. All right, here is another one that is pink fleece and a zigzag pattern, and this one is Child of Mine Carter's. I think there's 3 different lines for Carter's. I'm not sure if Child of Mine is also Target or not. But again, $25 to $35, depending on supply and demand. Here's something that was also in the toy section that was pretty interesting to me. It's a German ornament. I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but it is handmade in Germany, and I love when these unique items come in its original box. So I simply did a Google search, and I think like $20. Again, I'll put the comps in the corner, but how cute. Looks like he's got his ski poles. Hopefully, oh, and it looks like I need to reattach his skis because they just came unglued from him. But yeah, it comes with all the original packaging. And I'll put a picture of the gel super glue I use. It is my favorite. A little goes a long ways, and it typically lasts me quite a while. It is about $5, but just make sure you get the gel control. I accidentally one time got liquid, and it was a mess. I probably shouldn't have done that because my mic is right there. Okay, now this is something I also showed you guys. I was really surprised. This was in like a random bin of stuffed animals, and it is a armored riding jacket by HTI. And I did check to make sure that none of the armor is cracked, or that they were skid marks, like, you know, somebody had been in a crash, because then I don't think that you could be able to safely sell it. It'd be like selling a broken helmet. But just a nice jacket. I think I can get about $80 for this. It's just a black and red. This does have some weight to it, so I did probably pay like close to $4 for this, but that's okay. Again, here is another. This one's actually super cute, and it is a modern multicolor floral print, like tie-dye ombre, for the Project Linus. For what project is this? I forget what they support, but anyways, somebody was trying to sell fabric like this. Again, for this one, maybe only $20, but we will wait and see. It is like new condition. The linens, I mean, you guys saw that huge row of linens, and they must have been sat out there for a while because they weren't in the greatest condition. But I think I've sold this vintage crib sheet before. It's the Minnie Mouse ABCs. I think they're the baby ones. Yeah. I think this is by Dundee, if I don't recall. So shows some pilling on the back, but that's to be expected. It's an overall good shape with the eyelet trace lace. Now, it's like the size of a placemat. I'm going to assume it's a burp cloth, but it's like not super absorbent like a towel, so I will do some research and see. It could also simply be handmade, but this is the Dundee pattern, so I'm assuming that it came with the bedding set. And something like this, probably only $15. And I have stated for like the last year, I'm only selling things for $30 or more. But I've been noticing a lot of my items are selling between the $15 and $30 mark. And when you need to make money, you got to go where the money's coming in. So I'm kind of shifting my business a little bit. I still have my higher dollar items. Like this, for instance, I love finding empty jewelry boxes for when I find a piece to resell and I have a nice box to go with it. And this was in the toy section, so of course I'm hoping for like gold or, you know, a designer piece. Now these are vintage, and I do have a bracelet necklace set that I think I can get about $50 for. Are they pronged? Yes, these are pronged. Gorgeous, like Victorian style formal necklace with the matching bracelet. The main stones on this one are kind of cloudy, so I'll just get some Dawn dish soap and see about cleaning those. They are marked Kramer, New York City. I believe that says Kramer. I did use my microscope or my zoom on my camera to read the stamp. Whenever, so here's just a quick little tip. I love to sell vintage jewelry, and it can be a slow seller, but here's a quick little tip. When I'm at the thrift or a yard sale, when I see this kind of closure, now I can't find the clip. This one's a little interesting where it's got this little, I'll put the name of the closure, but it goes in like this. That typically, or if it's got the hook, that almost looks like a fish hook, kind of, J hook maybe. Those are typically from the 50s to the 70s. This one I don't think is quite that old. I'm going to say 80s or 90s. The other one, I can't remember if this one is marked, but it is very similar style. These are pronged as well. When I mean pronged, I mean there's little metal pieces that hold them in. It typically indicates a little bit better quality instead of just the glue in that you see in like fast fashion pieces. So this is a really nice black set. Unfortunately, I could not, if it was marked, it must be worn off or I haven't found it yet. But I believe this is just a costume piece. But something like this, I will probably, of course, I will use Google Lens, but I'll ask $30 for. But considering you paying Vin's pricing, it's like a no-brainer. I love selling jewelry, as I've done jewelry in the past. If you're interested, I have like the Goodwill blue boxes. I used to do really well with those. This was also in the toy section. It's a PlayStation. It looks like some kind of microphone. I have not tested it. I will charge it and see. We actually have a PlayStation. I don't know what it goes with, but again, it weighs less than a pound. I probably paid $1 for this. Here's a quick little thing that I also found at a yard sale, or no, I can't remember where I found this. It was only a few dollars, and it is a vintage cotton, it feels like cotton and linen blend rainbow striped women's jacket. I don't know if you want to call this seersucker, or not seersucker, chalk. It's not quite pinstripe, but you can put in the comments if what you would call that. Obviously, it'll be rainbow, but Pride Month is just in a few days, and this, I mean, you could dress this up, you could dress this down. It's obviously it's multicolor, so it would go with a lot of items. So I really like that. And then plus size 90s/Y2K Looney Tunes or Coup do really well. And this is like a fleece Tweety Bird. I wish this was my size because I loved Tweety Bird as a kid. Embroidered feisty hoodie with a kangaroo pocket. I think this is plus size. Let me check. Yeah, it's a plus size 2X 1820W. And it's the Looney Tunes branded. So I really like that. Again, I think I paid $1 for that. When I sell shoes, I just like to sell them in the best condition possible. So I have to clean the leather, condition it, clean sneaker, like, you know what I mean. I can't sell something knowing I can clean it to get a few more dollars. All right, this is a vintage cardigan in like a mustard yellow. And if you can see the texture, it is fuzzy and it is a mohair blend. It's also cable knit. So it's 61% mohair, 36% acrylic, and 3% other. It's a medium. I'm trying to see where this was made. By the tag, it's not super, super old. I'm going to say 80s, maybe even 90s. But if I knew where it was made, that could also help me date it. There is an RN number. I'll put that up in the corner and any additional information. But yeah, it's a very classic, and I love this color. It's very trendy. It has been trendy for the last, like 3-4 years. So again, I'm hoping to get, as long as there's no like moth holes and stuff like that, probably about $50. Here is a Tignanello. I'm probably butchering that. It's just a basic leather belt bag or sling bag, whatever you want to call it. Now it's got that cool like nylon fabric and leather. So it's like matte and a gloss, which I do like. It's in very nice condition. These do retail for a decent amount. It's got the zipper. There is a clip here. I don't know if it also came with a different strap or is that just for like your charms or keys. But again, it's in very nice condition. And I don't know what this will go for, probably $25 if I don't recall. Otherwise, I'll put it in the corner. This will most likely be for me. It is a brand new guitar strap, and a lot of women buy these and use them as purse straps. I got a beautiful vintage leather tooled purse that needed some TLC. I've had it for about a year. I've been waiting to find just the right strap, and I think this will fit perfectly. The color in here is that really warm brown. I think it'll go really well with the bag. So hopefully it fits and I can show you the finished product real soon or in this video. This one, I forget, I think they call these saddlebags and these do well. Unfortunately, it's nothing like a Coach, which would be awesome, but it is vintage leather. It's a very dark brown. I love the point on the flap. It's got a snap closure, has all the old school receipts. Let's see some of these. It's from Wentzville, Missouri, 1991. I'm going to say probably 80s. It's made in Brazil. Now, this is nice. It does show a little cracking right there due to its age. So I'm going to say 80s, but what I liked about it is that it also comes, and now this is a different brand, but it's the exact same color. Or this one isn't branded, I'm sorry. So it may actually be this brand, Jordache. I've sold some of the clothing before. I believe it was a Kmart line of clothing. This is a really nice leather, super soft wallet with the flap. And then this was also in here. I don't know if I'll make it a bag charm. It's kind of odd. I don't know if it's supposed to go with like the saddlebag look. It looks like some kind of bottle opener. You can put in the comments if you know. I do not see any branding, but again, I have not done any research on most of these items. So I will most likely sell this set for $40. I'm trying to get better about moving out my stuff. I used to price high, but my inventory is pretty full and I just need to make sales as it's summertime and I've got kids in baseball and we are gone all the time. All right, here are some other vintage beaded purses. And I got these and I will just simply lock them up and sell them all together. I believe there is one more that is modern that I picked up, but it has that vintage look. And I'm just going to sell them all together for like $50. Of course, I will do Google Lens first, but here we just have the classic black. I do really like the gold. Very Victorian. I don't know why I'm always going to Victorian era. This is true vintage. It's got the satin interior. It is made in Hong Kong. Probably 60s. And this is very dainty. It's an ivory / cream white beaded clamshell. I think that's what they're called. With the chain. And this one, I think, came with the mirror. Yeah, look, it still has the mirror wrapped up like it's never really been used. And it's got a little pocket on the inside of the bag to hold the mirror. Again, this one is satin lined as well. I do not see a maker, but I'm guessing the same era. So evening, daytime, or really whatever, however you want to style it. But just gorgeous. And at the bins, I love finding those pieces and finding them a new home. All right, now here is Coach. And this is vintage Coach. It is beautiful. It needs a little bit of leather conditioning, but it has the O-ring zipper pull. And the striped interior, I'm guessing this is 90s. Has the code. I don't see a code in here. It's got the, oh, I can't tell, but this is authentic. I've sold a lot of vintage Coach. This one I debated on, but ultimately I just grabbed it because I figured I could throw it in with another Coach bag. It's just this 90s early Y2K little wristlet. somebody was trying to sell it at a yard sale for $5. I like the pink. It's like a salmon pink. It's got the Coach charm. It's just nice. I remember these were pretty trendy when I was in college. So I'm going to say Y2K. Yep. They're like $15 on eBay. So again, it's a lower sale. And there is a little bit like the edge. You know, that's like usually the first thing to show wear is the seal on the leather straps on the edge. I love this micro purse. I think this will do really well. Now, by all the branding and stuff, I kept looking for the tag because it looks so much like Brighton. You sell Brighton at all of this etching on the silver. Beautiful pebble leathered wallet / micro purse, whatever you want to call it. But kept looking and looking and looking, and it has this really cool flap. I'm guessing when phones were the flip phones. I don't know what else you put in there because it's so small, but I did find the Brighton tag. If you go to their website, their bags are pretty expensive. Depending on the style, they can do well. I don't know, I'm having a hard time talking today. It's been a very long week, but I really like this. I don't know what they will go for, but I had to get it. Now, this is probably my best find as far as resale value, because I think these resell for over $100. The name kind of sounded familiar to me, like I've seen somebody discuss them on YouTube, but this is Royal Blanche. I'm probably saying it wrong, but these are sneakers. They need a little bit of cleanup, but of course Google Lens helped me out. Another customer was kind enough to find the other sneaker for me, and they do show a little bit of wear on the sole, but not too bad. They still have tread left, and for being white, I mean, of course they're gonna have like the top creasing, but it's really not that bad. Magic Eraser should do pretty good to clean these up. So went ahead and grabbed these. These are a size 37. In the tongue of the shoe, it says, "These shoes have been made in Serbia with care for you." So just a nice silver fashion sneaker that apparently is a brand to look out for. I did find tons of nice men's Kohan dress shoes, some of them being 0 brands, at the bins in good sizes, but the comps were like maybe $30, and I don't like storing shoes, so I tossed a lot of them back. But here we have a pair of Justins. I forget the style name of these, but they do pretty well. I was going to say like $40. Again, they need a little bit of leather cleaner, not bad, but they feel really good. These are 10.5s. So yeah, beautiful. Oh, and I also found an IKEA bag at the bins, which is awesome because I don't live near an IKEA. This is so real. It's been sitting by our front door since I was at the bins last week, and every time I do a double take because it looks so real, it just throws me off. But I believe this is a hyena. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's hard stuffed. There is no tag on it. I did a Google Lens, and I think I found it, and these realistic ones do pretty good. So I'm hoping for at least $30, but really nice condition. He stands on his own. He's got wired legs, so it's posable, and he is clean. So you guys saw me find this out of the bin. There are some blemishes on it. I simply put grandma's spot remover. Typically I would throw them in the wash, but this one I cannot, as it has a snowman in the nose. These are called something. I'll put it in the corner. Oh, nosy bears. It's right there on his ear. And I think these range, they're not super common anymore. But again, depending if I can get those spots out, will be like 35 to 50-ish. Pretty good for a plush. Okay, here is a men's blue fleece mountain hardware vest. Pretty classic. I think 25 to 40. Probably closer to 25 because it's out of season, but I don't find that brand often. Now, in the linens department is this glorious vintage poncho that looks, or no, it's not even a poncho. Well, I don't know, but you guys, This is like hippie galore. Festival. It looks like a couch, but it's a little poncho. I love it. It doesn't even smell that like normally I find these things and they reek, but this one actually doesn't really have an odor. Has that like this I'll probably list for $125. It's very unique. I don't see any blemishes or snags on it. There's a thread that did not belong on here, but it's a really gorgeous piece with the fringe trim. I don't think I found any. Again, this is in the linens department because it looks like it's supposed to be like a tree skirt or something, but there are no brands. Here's some Y2K Skechers sandals. I have these currently listed in a lime green and they've gotten a lot of attention. Probably get like $30 to $35 for these. I have the strappy crossovers with the rhinestone and the cutout fun foam heel. These are a decent size too. I believe these are a 10. And I always do the bend test to make sure there's not a dry rot. The next one are some Berkeys. I think these are the traditional Arizona style in a suede, tan, size 38, men's 5, ladies 7, made in Germany. Here's another new to me brand called Romika. And it's just, it reminds me a lot of Clark's or Bionic. And these retail for like $140, $150. The resale value also is pretty decent. I want to say 50, could be wrong, but again, these look brand new, so excited to find these as well. Now these I was on the fence about. They are Coach wedges, and I typically pass unless they're covered with a signature monogram, but these have the Coach all over the heel, and I love the warm color. These are very trendy right now, and so I did go ahead and pick these up. Unfortunately, these are a 7. I wish they were a little bit larger. They need a little bit of leather conditioner, but I love these, and I hope to find these a new home. Here's a brand I've sold before. I don't typically find it a whole lot. Subu or Subo. And these are some leather wedges with this really cool design on the back heel. And these are nicely cushioned, so they look very comfortable, and this suede is in very nice condition. These are a size 7.5. I have not found Allbirds before, and the resale can really be hit or miss, but I think this color is pretty desirable even without the insoles. So there are a few little marks, but people were selling these for like $40 to $50 in pre-owned condition with like a few little marks on it. So I felt confident that I could get at least 30, if not more, for that. Here is another pair of Berkeys. I don't know the style of these, but they're like a dark silver, like gunmetal silver is how I would describe the color. But these are in better shape than the other ones. I always look for Berkeys. They're cork sole. You can do like a Mod Podge to seal it to make it waterproof, because they can get like what you call dry rot, kind of, where it will crumble and the footbed is no good. So look for that. They also like to separate at the cork edge. You can easily repair that, but just things to note for. And these can be faked, so look for markers like branding on the sole and the hardware. Make sure everything's spelled correctly. With experience and time, you just kind of pick these things up. Now here is a pair of the nice men's shoes I did go ahead and get. These are the Cole Haan. This is the Grand Series, but they're in very nice condition, and so I went ahead and got these. I also believe they're a larger size. These are 12, which is a very, very common size. So because of the condition and size, I did go ahead and pick these up. Goodwill was trying to sell them for $8. Here's another one of the few linen items I did pick up. It is a handmade, I'm trying to back, a handmade NHL hockey puck lap blanket. I don't know if you want to call it a lap blanket, but it's got this weird thing on the back where it looks like Oh, I see. You tuck a pillow under here. It's like almost like a roll up Kinder mat. Is that what they call them? It's got a little bit of insulation, but it just feels like a thin comforter. But yeah, it's in nice condition. I don't typically find NHL stuff out, so I went ahead and got this one and probably list it for $40 unless comps say otherwise. I got this at a yard sale. It's a really pretty beaded star tree topper, and these go for probably like $20 to $25, and it was 50 cents. I'm just going through my bags and seeing. Here's something I recently got. I don't remember how much I paid for it. Like, not much. I think I got it at a yard sale, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, Y2K fitted sweater. I got this for myself. It's a tie-dye. Oh, I'm just now seeing it's branded, so maybe I should look it up. But it's a beach cover-up / towel hooded, and it's got the kangaroo pocket in front. Absolutely love the vibrant color. I found another bag of stuff I felt like I was missing. So different locations, same day. Here's a pair of New Balances. I am pretty picky, but these seem to do decent, and they are really clean. It looks like they're only worn a few times. Just take the magic eraser to that. These are the, I don't even know. Now that I'm noticing an insole is missing, which can affect the value of that, so I will have to disclose it, but I'm guessing at least $30, $35. I absolutely love these. I thought my husband might try to keep them, but these are a pair of like Oxford ankle boots or chukka boot. I don't know what you call them. Clark's. I tried selling these for $8, and these are a size 12. I really like the style of these. I typically pass on Asics, but because of the sole and the very vibrant colors and the great condition, I went ahead and picked these up. These are the Tri 13, Noosa Tri 13 in a size 8. I think these go for like, my face isn't even showing, $30, $35. And now our neighbor's mowing. These are basketball shoes, Adidas. These are size 13, and they are, I don't know, just basketball shoes. Cool. They're like the sock sneaker thingy. Again, Goodwill is trying to sell these for $8. These, I liked the distressed leather. Obviously they're out of season now, but BOC by Born, these typically get me like $50. Here's some cute Chacos. I really like the colors of these. If I liked strappy sandals, I'd probably keep them, but I don't like things in between my toes. So, but yeah, I really like these colors. And these are a size 9. All right, well, I will catch you guys on my next video, and have a great day. Bye.